Hey guys, JCamMan99 here, and welcome to another installment of video games and presidents playing football, except this time it's vice presidents playing football. And as you can see on the left hand side of the screen, you'll see another team name called Conceders. Now, what the Conceders is, basically the vice presidents are going to be playing against all the people who have ever run for president of the United States and lost. Now, there needs to be two different components to that, because that's a lot of people. One, they need to have electoral votes. Two, they need to have popular votes. There are some people who have popular votes with no electoral votes, and there's people who have electoral votes with no popular votes. So, they have to have both. So without any further ado, let's meet the rosters, shall we? Okay. So let's take a look at the starters for the vice president's team. At quarterback, we have Dick Cheney, and Sherman, who is the vice president of Taft, is the backup. Al Gore and Spiro Agnew are the two running backs. Joe Biden, Daniel Tompkins, and Thomas Marshall are the three wide receivers. Aaron Burr and Nelson Rockefeller also are receivers. John Gardner serves as the tight end. John C. Breckinridge is the center. George Dallas and Hannibal Hamlin are the guards. And then Richard Mentor Johnson and Schuler Kovacs are the tackles. John Calhoun is the kicker. George Clinton, the punter. And on defense, Levi Morton and Adlai Stevenson as your D tackles. William Wheeler and Charles Fairbanks as your D ends. Charles Curtis as your linebackers, also Henry Wallace. And Elbridge Gerry, who is responsible for gerrymandering. Alton Barkley, Hubert Humphrey, Walter Mondale, and Dan Quayle, and Mike Pence are the D-backs. And for the Conceders, we have William Jennings Bryan as the starting quarterback. Henry Clay and Hillary Clinton as the two starting running backs. Now, yes, you're going to notice a couple things. A, Hillary Clinton's in the game. Again, she ran for president and lost to Trump. And two, you're going to notice that on both these teams you're going to have players that are repeating. There's John C. Breckinridge again. He was a vice president that also ran for president and lost. So he's going to be on both teams. Thomas Dewey, Adlai Stevenson, not the same one from the other team. That would be his grandson. And Al Gore are the wide receivers, as well as Barry Goldwater and George Wallace. And for tight ends, you have Charles Pinckney, who actually ran. He ran early, but he ran two different times. John Fremont is the starting center, and again, there's Mondale as the backup center. And yes, there are three, and there's even a third string center. Hospers was a libertarian candidate in 1972. Al Smith and Wendell Willkie are the two starting guards. And then Michael Dukakis and DeWitt Clinton are the two starting tackles. Samuel Tilden, who basically should have been president in 1876, is the kicker. And Charles Hughes, who barely lost to Wilson in 1916, is the punter. So yes, again, these are all people who ran and got electoral votes, and some of them came extremely close to being our presidents, but are not the president. Parker and Cass are the two D ends. Got John McCain, Bob Dole, William Scott Hancock as the linebackers. John Kerry, Mitt Romney, Hubert Humphrey, and James Blaine from Maine as the D-backs, as well as Strom Thurmond as well. And those are your starting lineups for the Conceders team. So without any further ado, let's get to the game. Oh, and one other thing. The vice presidents on the vice president's team are only vice presidents that did not go on to be president. So in other words, not Nixon, not Thomas Jefferson, etc. It's only vice presidents that are not presidents. So like for example, Biden's on the team right now. If he becomes president, he'll be off the team, if that makes sense. And then, same thing. If Biden loses the election, then he'll be put on the conceders team. Now, the vice presidential numbers are from their actual numbers in terms of what vice presidents they are. So, example, Biden is the 47th vice president. He's number 47. The conceders numbers are all different sort of things. Sometimes it's the year they ran. Sometimes it's how it could be anything. So let's see. We got, I believe, George Wallace taking the kick there, tackled there by Mike Pence. All right, so you can see Thomas Dewey and Henry Clay. They're waiting for William Jennings Bryan to give them the play here. Thomas Dewey ran twice in both 1944 and 1948. And Henry Clay takes it for a 9-yard gain, tackled there by Hubert Humphrey. Henry Clay ran 3 times. He ran in 1824, 1832, and then 1844. So that's why he is the starting running back. And will have a prominent role on this team. Oh, but that time, look who it was. It was Hillary Clinton taking it for a run. And tackled by Walter Mondale. Figure that one out, right? And the cool thing about the conceders team is that the actual heights of the people are exactly correct. So unlike the president's team that you've seen in a previous video, if you have seen it, I did not do the heights there. So, oh, injury. Up 44, who is Dan Quayle. Looks like Dan Quayle is hurt. So Dan Quayle's immediate backup is Mike Pence, but there's no other DBs besides Mike Pence as the backup. So Mike Pence might see some significant playing time in this game that he was not planning on seeing. All right, 1st and 10 for the conceders. They give it to Henry Clay again. Henry Clay is taken down. William Jennings Bryan takes the ball. He goes back deep, and he throws it to Al Gore. Al Gore gets the reception there. And remember, he's on both teams. Al Gore is somebody who really could have been president. He was vice president for 8 years, and then, of course, lost to George W. Bush in 2000. William Jennings Bryan throws it to Pinckney, but it's incomplete. Pinckney again ran twice. He ran as a Federalist in 1804 and 1808, losing to both Thomas Jefferson and James Madison. William Jennings Bryan goes down. He's tackled by Levi Morton. Levi Morton was the vice president for Benjamin Harrison between 1889 and 1893. Oh, look at that. Dan Quayle's out for a quarter. So, looks like Mike Pence is going to be playing starting defensive back role. Could be the starting safety for 1 quarter. Up Henry Clay takes it and is tackled by Fairbanks. Fairbanks was Teddy Roosevelt's vice president. And the interesting thing about Fairbanks was that it was only for one of the 2 terms, because remember, he took over as vice president for the first term. Okay, Tilden has a really long kick here. And, oh! Tilden misses it horribly there. Another failure for Samuel Tilden. He lost to Hayes, and then he can't make kicks. Okay. So unlike the president's team, both of these teams are very bipartisan. There's no Democrat-Republican split up between offense and defense. So you're going to see people from opposite parties working together on the same team. Okay, so Cheney pitches it to Al Gore, and Al Gore is taken down. Oh, Cheney goes down. He's taken down by Lewis Cass. Lewis Cass ran as a Democrat in 1848, where he lost to Zachary Taylor. And John Davis, he ran in 1924 and lost to Calvin Coolidge. Okay, so Cheney takes it and he pitches it to, I can't see who that is. Number 39, who was the 39th vice president, who of course is Spiro Agnew. He had 1.5 terms and had to resign in disgrace. Okay, so let's see here. We have George Clinton as the punter for the vice presidents, and he was the vice president of both Thomas Jefferson and James Madison, actually. Henry Clay takes it and is tackled by Nelson Rockefeller. Now, Nelson Rockefeller has a story of his own. He basically had to become the vice president after a different vice president, Gerald Ford, was named to the presidency after Nixon resigned. Okay, so very quick drive there by the vice presidents. Let's see if the conceders can do something here. William Jennings Bryan is passing again, going way back, and he passes it to Ally Stevenson. Okay, he's only thrown for 2. He only has 2 completions out of 3 passes, so mostly running so far. It's like Dewey in motion there. Another handoff to Henry Clay. He's taken down. So in 1916, Charles Hughes ran against Woodrow Wilson, nearly won, but he ended up losing. So Al Gore takes the punt return, and no, he actually doesn't do that bad of a job. I think he was tackled by Hillary Clinton. Alright, so there's Dick Cheney telling the vice presidents what the plan is. Looks like it's a 4 wide receiver set, so Aaron Burr is in the game as a 4th wide out. Oh, Cheney's rolling out, and he gets taken down. John Davis, who again ran against Calvin Coolidge. All right. Oh, Cheney takes it and he throws it to Al Gore. Taken down by Hancock there. Winfield Scott Hancock ran as a Democrat in 1880 and lost to James Garfield. Henry Clay will be the person taking the punt return. He gets... Oh, he almost breaks it, but he is stopped by Biden. Biden did not let Henry Clay get away. So one thing we've learned is that Henry Clay was a lot taller than Michael Dukakis. All right. Henry Clay takes it again, tackled by Henry Wallace. Oh, Hillary. Hillary takes it. And is 3rd and inches there. Looks like Elbridge Gerry had the tackle, possibly. So ironically, gerrymandering stopped Hillary Clinton from advancing. Oh, there's Henry Clay, and he... Oh! First down! Adlai Stevenson with the tackle, but first down for the conceders. William Jennings Bryan, he's throwing the ball, and it's caught again by Henry Clay. Charles Curtis with another tackle. Charles Curtis was the vice president to Herbert Hoover from 1929 to 1933. All right, William Jennings Bryan takes this ball. Oh, and he's, yeah, I didn't know where he was going. Oh, wait a minute, though. Oh! Yep, so William Jennings Bryan throws it away. There was nobody there, and he gets penalized for it. William Jennings Bryan ran for president 3 times as a Democrat. In 1896, 1890, and 1900, and 1908. He lost to William McKinley twice, and then another time to Taft. Okay, there's Al Gore. He's tackled by Barry Goldwater. So I distributed who gets the most playing time on the vice president's teams by their term. So like all your running backs, your wide receivers, they had 8 years. So there's Al Gore, he had 8 years. Biden had 8 years. Tompkins had 8 years. Tompkins was the VP for Monroe. Alrighty, so let's see. I don't know what the vice presidents are going to be able to do here in 20 seconds, but we will find out. Oh! Cheney breaks through and he passes it to Biden for a first down timeout, most likely, yep. Cheney did a good job getting out of that one. Alright, Cheney looks, he throws it. Wow! Spiro Agnew basically caught it without looking there. Alright, Cheney throws it. Oh, not enough time. They caught it. Somebody caught it. I didn't see who it was. Not enough time. End of the first half, 0-0. Alright, looks like Tilden will be kicking off. Now, the reason he's number 76 is because he ran for president in 1876. And as you've probably figured out by now, the vice presidents don't have a lot of people, not as many as the conceders, because there's just not that many vice presidents. Oh, wait, Nelson Rockefeller takes it, and he's tackled by another number 41. And I did not catch who that was. I believe it was William Crawford. William Crawford ran as a Democratic Republican in 1824. So yeah, that was a weird election where 4 people ran legitimately. Oh, flag. Is that another intentional grounding call? It is. Is that the penalty of the day? Both Cheney and William Jennings Bryan both have intentional grounding calls today. Interesting. All right, Cheney does a quick throw, and oh, it's intercepted by Mitt Romney. Oh, dangerous play there by Dick Cheney. Extremely dangerous by Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney looks, he throws too quick. Biden doesn't quite grab it, and then there's Mitt Romney, and he's tackled. So now the conceders have the ball in good field position, and given how this game's going, a field goal might be the difference in this entire game. So let's see what William Jennings Bryan's going to do here. If I'm them, I'm probably running it, but we'll see if they do that. Oh! Barely got the handoff to Henry Clay there. Tackled by Henry Wallace, again, Vice President for FDR in his third term. He run the ball a couple times. All right, let's see. Hillary's actually blocking there. Good block by Hillary. Oh! And it was caught by, I believe, Ally Stevenson. Yeah. Yeah, Ally Stevenson brings it in. And now it's 1st and goal. Very easy run ability here for Henry Clay to get into the end zone if the conceders decide to go that route. But they have several options here, I think. Oh. Oh, Ally Stevenson catches it, but it's out of bounds. Ooh, it's only Hillary back there. Oh, no. Okay, it said number 66, I believe, for the offense. That's Al Gore. So Al Gore jumped the gun and cost his team 5 yards. Okay, so 2nd and goal. Oh, a little pump fake there. And oh! Oh, touchdown by Al Gore! Al Gore made up for what he just did. And he caught the ball for the touchdown. Let's see here. William Jennings Bryan does the pump fake. And then Al Gore wide open in the end zone there. And he puts it in for 6. All right, Samuel Tilden with the kick. And it's good. So 7-0 conceders. Oh, and that was a pretty good pass rush there by McCain. Oh, and that was a pretty good catch there by Al Gore. Yes, seems like Al Gore is getting all the attention for both offenses. Again, he's on both teams. Now you notice he doesn't go up directly against himself. So the way I see it, he changes his uniform every drive. All right, Al Gore takes the run, and oh, it's tackled by James Blaine, I believe. James Blaine from Maine, of course, he ran for president as a Republican in 1884, and he lost to Grover Cleveland. And I believe that was the election where there was the baby scandal, where it was revealed that Grover Cleveland had a baby that was not his own, and they tried to make a scandal out of it, but it didn't work, and James Blaine still lost. If you're from Maine, don't run for president, apparently. Edmund Muskie was VP candidate for Humphrey in 68, and they didn't win. Okay, so there's Cheney. Oh, wow, he threw it right at Romney again. Romney's not on your team. He's in your party, but he's not on your team. You saw Alton Parker there. He ran against Teddy Roosevelt in 1904. Oh, another rollout. Oh, he gets out of it. He got out of it, and he throws a perfect pass to Joe Biden to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Joe Biden! How do you like that? What a perfect rollout. Look at this. Dick Cheney's rolling out. He's doomed. There's McCain. McCain decides not to tackle him. And then Cheney throws it downfield to Joe Biden. And I believe, I can't see who that was. Somebody messed up something there. Oh, 91, who I believe is Hubert Humphrey again. Yep, Hubert Humphrey once again messes up. And basically Joe Biden ran right by him. And he scored a pretty good touchdown there, I gotta say. if he becomes president, the vice presidents are going to miss him on this team, that's for sure. But in all honesty, John McCain should have tackled Dick Cheney there, but he did not do that. John Calhoun was able to get the extra point, so it's 7-7. So hey, what about that? We had almost a extremely boring first quarter or first half, and now we actually have a very entertaining third quarter. Let's see what the conceders can do. Okay. And guess who that is? It's Hubert Humphrey. That's right. He has the same... He's on the kick return team in both teams, which is pretty crazy there, to be honest. Oh! Good deflection there on the line. And for some reason they're showing Dukakis. I don't understand why. I don't know if he was going to catch the ball or what, but... because he definitely did not deflect his own ball there. My guess is the computer didn't know who deflected it either. Okay. Second down. Henry Clay takes the snap. He's running, and he gets taken down by Dan Quayle, who's back from injury. Bryan takes the snap. He goes back really far. Oh, no. There was a receiver in the area, though. Thomas Dewey was there. I don't know if Dewey's caught one pass. He's his #1 receiver. And the reason is because Thomas Dewey has received 189 electoral votes and 99 electoral votes in his 2 runs, making him receiving the 3rd most electoral votes in American history without becoming president. Henry Clay runs up for 9 yards there. Yeah, remember Thomas Dewey was the one that was expected to beat Truman when he ran against Truman in 1948, and that was the famous newspaper of Dewey beats Truman. So Thomas Dewey was really supposed to be the president. I mean, everyone pretty much thought it for a few minutes there, but he wasn't. Yeah, I don't think he has any catches to. Okay. Oh! Oh, look at that! Not a good play call. Could not see 100% who made... Oh, William Wheeler. Okay, William Wheeler made the tackle there. William Wheeler is the vice president for Rutherford B. Hayes. Very lucky to even be on this team, given that Tilden pretty much should have won the 1876 election. Okay. And Walter Mondale with the reception there, taken down pretty quickly. Looked like Fremont took him down, but I honestly couldn't see. John Fremont ran for president as a Republican, actually, in 1856, and lost to Buchanan. Oh, Al Gore, first down. And yeah, if Fremont would have won in 1856 and not Buchanan, it's very possible that Fremont would have pioneered everything that Lincoln did, which I think is a pretty interesting twist on history there. All right, Cheney is up. Oh, good pass and catch by John Gardner. John Gardner, of course, was FDR's vice president for the first 2 terms. Oh! Look at that sack there by John McCain. Look at how quick that was. I didn't even notice how quick he got back there. Look at that. He runs around Spiro Agnew and tackles Dick Cheney in the background. We're back at 3rd and 10 again. Good sack there by John McCain. He's on top of it. Yeah, Thomas Marshall, who was another receiver not seeing a lot of action today, was the vice president for Woodrow Wilson from 1913 to 1921. Yeah, another receiver that's not receiving a lot of action. Oh, look at the... Oh, you got to stop giving it to the same people. But Joe Biden Dropped the ball. There's no explanation for it. He literally just dropped the ball. So in other words, like the vice president's offensive line goes Johnson, Dallas, Breckinridge, Hamlin, and then Colfax. And like Hamlin, for example, was Lincoln's vice president, but he's the right guard. He has like no special treatment for being Lincoln's vice president on the vice president's team. Okay. Henry Clay. Oh, penalty. Oh, number 88, Michael Dukakis was called for holding on that play. You can't hold, Michael. You can't do it. Michael Dukakis, of course, lost to George Bush in the 1988 election. Okay, can barely see what's going on here. But, wow, William Jennings Bryan couldn't see much either because he throws it into a traffic jam there, and he's lucky that Henry Wallace did not intercept there. Because any turnover at this part of the field will pretty much lead to almost a guaranteed score for the vice presidents. All right, there's Henry Clay, and he just takes it a few yards, and then that's about it. Or not vice presidents. Wendell Willkie, again, was not a vice president. He ran against FDR. Oh! Taken down by Cox, who ran against Warren G. Harding in 1920 and lost. So, yeah, that was 100 years ago exactly. How about that? All right, we're within the 2-minute warning. Ooh, I'm surprised he wasn't called for a flag there, Cheney. That really looked like intentional grounding. Oh, and Gardner. Gardner gets the first down. Tackled there by what I think was Strom Thurmond. I'm not sure. Now you're probably thinking, Strom Thurmond, he never ran for president. Yeah, he did. He ran as a Dixiecrat, and he got a few electoral votes and because a few states voted for him, as well as some popular votes. Al Gore gets taken down pretty quickly there, and he actually lost a yard. However, the vice presidents are in field goal range. So, they had a rough start. Like, the conceders pretty much were dominating. And now it looks like the vice presidents are more than likely to win this game. If John Calhoun can kick good. Now, John Calhoun was a 2-time vice president for 2 different men. For John Quincy Adams. Oh! Hold on. Aaron Burr sighting. Aaron Burr with the catch there, the 4th wide receiver. Aaron Burr, of course, was the vice president to Thomas Jefferson and then they changed the entire law because they basically had to go to the House to determine whether or not Jefferson or Burr was going to be president. And like the opposite party had to choose which one, which must have sucked for them. Okay. John Calhoun with a kick, and I think it's going to be no good. No good. And Joe Biden, the player of the game. You've all read it. Just keep that in mind. Okay. So congratulations to Joe Biden there. So Calhoun totally just messed up there for the vice presidents, and he was the vice president to John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson. So that was kind of commonplace back in the early 1800s. That happened a few times. Oh, horrible pass there. All right, Tompkins in motion. Maybe he'll actually do something. John Kerry following him. Nope, incomplete. We tried throwing to Spiro Agnew. Good defense there by Hubert Humphrey. Alrighty, 2nd and 10. Yeah, like the game just said, that was not the best choice. Oh! Almost a sack, and yeah, another horrible pass. John McCain with the rush, and threw it right at the feet of John Kerry. Should have been another interception, but it was not. John McCain's doing a good job here with the coverage. Now, John McCain, of course, lost to Barack Obama in 2008. Oh, look at what happened there! Mitt Romney almost had another interception. It went right out of his hands. All right, George Clinton's gonna punt again, and yeah, he was the vice president to both Thomas Jefferson and James Madison. So, pretty important guy in U.S. history. Oh, Henry Clay, another important man. Taken down by Aaron Burr. All right, Blaine, Jennings, Bryan throws it to Hillary Clinton for a 7-yard gain there. All right, 14 seconds left. 2nd and 3. Probably not much is going to happen here. They show blitz. They don't come out of bounds. Pickney was the closest one. They do not call intentional grounding, and they shouldn't have because Pickney was right there. Just run it and run out the clock and wait until overtime. Because look at that. Oh, first down though. Okay. Okay, throws it over to Henry Clay. Gee, how many times have we seen that? Okay, they got to get some new plays. The American conceders are at 7. The vice presidents are at 7. And basically, we've seen a lot of William Jennings Bryan throwing it to Henry Clay over and over again. Dick Cheney's also only really involving Al Gore and Joe Biden in the offense. Needs to spread it out a little bit more. Okay, so from what I can tell there, yeah, looks like the VPs are going to get the ball. He lost to Frank. William Scott lost to Franklin Pierce. Oh, and there's Vice President Mike Pence taking the carry there. And then, of course, Hubert Humphrey lost to Richard Nixon in 1968. Okay. So there's Al Gore. Oh, man, this might end in a tie. How about that? Tackled there by, I believe, Davis. In 1924. Okay. All right. Thursday. Oh, Dick Cheney goes down. Tackled by Cox, who, of course, ran against Warren G. Harding in 1920, 100 years ago. We talked about that. And Davis was also there for the hit. So, basically, they don't like the Warren G. Harding administration. Because remember, Calvin Coolidge was a part of the Harding administration because he was the VP who took over after Harding died. Okay, Cheney. Biden drops it again. Let's see if they can. I mean, honestly, they need really good field position. Both of these kickers have missed kicks today, so they're not really dependable. Whoa! And that was interesting. Oh, and Hillary gets a few yards there. And tackled in the backfield by Charles Curtis, Herbert Hoover's vice president. Ooh, okay, so Henry Wallace with the defense there, but pretty much hit I don't know who he's throwing it there to. I almost thought it was Hillary again, but I don't think it was. May have been Al Gore. Oh, Henry Clay, go figure. Oh, first down, though. Tackled by Hubert Humphrey. Look at that. Henry Clay has 86 yards and 16 tackles. Al Gore, not as many. Oh, no Henry Clay in the backfield, so it looks like a passing situation here for William Jennings Bryan. Oh, but the blitz is there. He throws it away. Vice President's only put 3 men on the line. Oh, Henry Clay goes down pretty quickly there by tackled by William Wheeler. Again, shouts out one extra command before taking this one. Backs up a lot, wow! And throws it into triple coverage there. Calvin Coolidge should have picked Vice President with a better name. Oh! So Samuel Tilden is attempting to win the game. I'm going to predict a missed field goal here. I don't think he's going to make this. And the kick is... It's gone! Oh my God! Samuel Tilden wins the game for the American Conceders. How about that? I didn't see that coming, to be honest with you. I thought we were going to have another drive, but how about that? In the battle of the men and women who have run for president and lost versus the men who have served as vice president, the ones who lost are the winners. How about that? William Jennings Bryan, 11 for 23, 47% completion, only 82 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 sack. Henry Clay, 17 rushes for 90 yards. Hillary had 2 for 10. Henry Clay, 4 receptions for 18 yards, so he was also the number 1 receiver. Adlai Stevenson got 30 yards. Hillary Clinton also got a couple, and so did Al Gore. William Hancock had the leader in tackles. John Davis also had tackles and a sack. James Blaine had some tackles, and seeing a lot of special teams tackles here. Alton Parker had a couple. Bob Dole had one. And then Cox had a sack. All right, kicking. So he missed the 50-yarder, but he made a 47. Very good kick there by Samuel Tilden to win the game for the entire team. Charles Hughes punted a lot, averaged 42 yards for punt. George Wallace had a kick return for 20 yards, and Hubert Humphrey had one for 22. And Clay had 4 punt returns for 57 yards. And no injuries. Vice Presidents. Dick Cheney, he actually passed pretty well. Well, better than William Jennings Bryan. 14 for 23, 60% completion, 160 yards. Though he had that 1 interception that was pretty costly there. Let's see. Al Gore, not a lot of rushing here. Actually, negative rushing. Dick Cheney got sacked more than Al Gore, or yeah, Al Gore actually ran for. So, like, no rushing. John Gardner had the most receptions with 51. Al Gore had 3 for 26. Spiro Agnew had 3 for 16. Joe Biden only had 2, but for 69 yards because he had that one really long one. Dan Tompkins, I guess I didn't see that one. Tompkins did get 1 catch for 6 yards, and then Aaron Burr got 1 catch for 2 yards. And Marshall was completely shut out of this game. Charles Curtis had 5 tackles. Hubert Humphrey had 4. Henry Wallace had 3, and then there were a bunch of other ones here. Actually, look at that. Aaron Burr had 2. Dan Quayle came back in the game, had 2. Mike Pence had 2. Joe Biden somehow actually had 2. Gerry somehow had 2. And Gerry wasn't a vice president for very long. Like, a very short vice presidential term. John Calhoun, he missed that 1 kick from, I guess, a 22-yard kick, and he couldn't make it. George Clinton, about 42 yards for punt. let's see. Oh, that's right. Dan Quayle had gotten hurt and he was able to come back. And then Mike Pence had 2 kick returns for 37 yards. Nelson Rockefeller had 1. And then Al Gore had 4 punt returns for 45 yards, and Walter Mondale had that one quick one. So that is it. That is your final score. Conceders 10, Vice Presidents 7. So thank you very much for tuning in to this video of Vice Presidents playing football. I'm going to do a couple more of these as we count down to this year's election. And as always, guys, take care.